Have you ever had the feeling that some of your thoughts didn't start with you? Like a wire got switched when you were small and suddenly your curiosity came with instructions? If that stings, good. That sting is a signal. You're exactly who this is for. Because what shaped you wasn't only classrooms and schedules, it was a machine. Once you learn to see the machine, you stop being an automatic part of it. Stay with me. By the end, I'll give you a practical key you can actually turn. If psychology, philosophy, and the hidden patterns of human life pull at you, hit subscribe, like this video, and share your story below. Was school your awakening or your undoing? Your honesty might help someone else face the thing they've been avoiding. Let me ask something blunt. What is school really for? We're told it's about learning, about preparing us for life. But long before modern public education, there were thinkers who saw a darker shape. Schopenhauer noticed that real insight often grows despite institutions, not because of them. Nietzsche warned that state schooling trains the average and trims the exceptional. Translation: institutions teach you how to fit, not how to flourish. The damage begins early. You learn to fear standing out. Your worth becomes a number. You raise your hand for permission to speak or to go to the bathroom, as if simple presence requires a stamp. You internalize a quiet rule. Don't be too different. Don't be too alive. The mind learns not to question, but to wait. Ask yourself, when did school teach you to trust your gut, to name your feelings, to sit with uncertainty until your own voice could be heard? Instead, the training is this right? Is it on the test? Will somebody approve it? The child who draws dragons is told to stay inside the lines. The kid who asks dangerous questions is labeled disruptive. Talent often hits targets everyone can see. Genius aims at what no one else has noticed. But school asks you to stop looking. The harm isn't only intellectual, it's emotional. Maybe you still feel the sting of a grade that declared who you were. Maybe you stopped singing because a teacher laughed. You began to perform to survive, not to live. And then, almost without noticing, you carried that performance into adulthood. Approvals from bosses, follower counts, clean-laid scripts you run on repeat. You get very good at roles and very bad at being yourself. Here's a useful image. Picture the industrial age. Smoke, gears, timetables. Factories needed punctual, obedient workers. Schools borrowed the blueprint. Bells to mark shifts, rows to mirror assembly lines, subjects sliced into parts, age grouping like gears turning by schedule. The aim was predictability, not awakening. That echo is still inside you. The calendar alert makes part of you sit up because it remembers a bell. What's missing isn't just facts. It's emotional literacy and the formation of an inner compass. Plato's paideia meant forming a human. Poetry for the heart, philosophy for the mind, music for rhythm, athletics for courage. Somewhere we traded that for metrics. Living without an inner compass makes you easy to steer. As Bonhoeffer warned, conformity that feels harmless is more dangerous than open malice. Systems win not by force but by habit. Real education is not a transcript. It's the skill of thinking clearly and feeling deeply at once. It's sitting with uncomfortable questions long enough for truth to appear. It's asking costly questions, the ones that might change how you live. Jung said the task of life is to become who you truly are. How do you become when your whole upbringing taught you something else? Unlearning is possible. It's slow and brave work. Here are practical steps you can begin tomorrow. Reframe discomfort. School taught you to fear messy questions. Nietzsche celebrated the storm. Creativity comes out of chaos. Treat discomfort as raw material, not failure. Meet your shadow. Jung's shadow is everything you buried to fit in. Those parts leak out as boredom, resentment, or numbness. Name them. Say, I wanted more. I still want more. That's the beginning of repair. Reclaim solitude. For Schopenhauer and Nietzsche, solitude is detox. Walk without headphones. Sit without a screen. At first, silence will feel unbearable. That's because the herd noise falls away and your own voice shows up. Learn to listen to it. Pursue meaning directly. Viktor Frankl saw that those with a why can bear almost any how. Your why won't be assigned. It grows where your pain meets your love. Ask, what would I gladly suffer for? What would I choose if applause never came? Reconnect head and body. Modern schooling prizes abstract thought and neglects bodily wisdom. You are rhythm, breath, appetite, instinct. Some truths aren't thought. They're felt and then tested by the life they produce. Learn your body's yes and no. Become your own teacher. Create a personal curriculum, philosophy, poetry, history, craft, silence. Read things that displace you. Study for becoming, not for credentialing. Stop outsourcing your worth to scores or stamps. If an authority won't bless your path, ask whether you need its stamp or if you've simply outgrown its frame. This work is costly. People will leave. You'll feel lost. The temptation to crawl back into old roles is intense because certainty feels like love when you're scared. Nietzsche warned that the mind that can't shed an old skin stops living. So shed. The need to impress, the shame of not meeting predictions, the idea that authority confers value. It doesn't. You do. Here's the liberating insight. You were never meant merely to fit the system. You were meant to outgrow it. Systems standardize, they make averages, not originals. You are not a unit on a conveyor belt. You are a person meant to awaken. The turning question isn't, what was I trained to believe in, but what is true for me? That is not selfishness, it's responsibility. Nietzsche's self-made human is an author of a life built from the inside out. 3 small practices that compound. Ask one scary question a week. Not for bragging, but to see what answers come. Read a book that dismantles your assumptions and take one action from it. Keep a simple practice, journaling, walking, making, not to look good, but to clarify. These tiny acts loosen the old architecture and let your curiosity breathe. You've seen the machine. You've traced how early obedience still murmurs through your days. Now here's the final truth. Education doesn't end when school does. Real education is life lived as learning, in grief, in beauty, when a failure becomes a teacher and not a verdict. Become who you are, Nietzsche said. The assignment is life's, not a teacher's. No bell rings, no grade closes the matter. You cannot fail unless you refuse to begin. So begin. Ask a question that scares you. Read someone who unsettles you. Walk where no one applauds but your soul hums. Build a practice that's inconvenient and true. Let your education be wild. If this woke something inside you, tell me in the comments. If you were never graded, never compared, never told who to be, who would you have become? Who could you still become now? If this helped, subscribe, share with someone still stuck inside the machine, and leave your truth below. Question deeply, live freely, and keep becoming.